dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. More heavy rain fell across the mountains to round out the weekend, and we could see more rain into your new work week. Meteorologist Cameron Aaron has the latest on our severe weather alert day. Cameron.
Yeah, Keaton, we are looking at more showers across the mountains tonight, but we are looking to calm down into the overnight hours before more showers are likely into the new work week. Here's a live look right now over at the London Corbin Airport. Another mild and muggy night across the mountains. Temperature sitting at 72 over at the airport, 76 at this hour in Prestonsburg, 75 in Somerset, 72 in Manchester, and 70 for Jackson and Hazard. Up on Pinpoint Doppler, we do have a couple of showers tonight. One over portions of Clay County, Knox County, nothing too heavy, but this is a little bit of a shower there just to the north of Barberville in Knox County. Good news, the flood watch was allowed to expire, so we can all sleep peacefully tonight knowing that is no longer on the board. As we go through the rest of tonight, we could see a stray shower. Most of us are dry. Also watching out for some patchy fog as well into the overnight. Low temperatures mild and muggy, only falling into the upper 60s. But like Keaton mentioned, more showers are on the way next week. I have that full forecast coming up in just a little bit. Keaton.
Thanks, Cameron. Another heartbreak in Knott County. An athlete at Knott County Central High School died just days after helping flood victims in the community. Perry County Sheriff Joe Engel says Aaron Crawford, a football player and wrestler for the Patriots, was helping flood victims Wednesday evening when he started to not feel well. Crawford was taken to University of Kentucky Albert B. Chandler Hospital, where he later died. Engel said Crawford loved superheroes and was a real-life superhero. Officials did not know the cause of death. A police escort is expected to start at County Line Church near the Breathitt Perry County line around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, as Crawford's body will be brought back to eastern Kentucky. Funeral arrangements have not yet been released. Tonight, state police have released information about two missing people from Breathitt County. Investigators say they're still looking for 60-year-old Vanessa Baker and 29-year-old Nancy Cundiff. Both lived along Lower River Caney Road in the Lost Creek community. They haven't been seen since the floods. If you have any information, you're asked to call KSP Post 13 in Hazard. The flood destroyed many churches across the region, taking away the place where a lot of people gather to find peace. This Sunday, church groups that suffered destruction from the flood met in unusual places to find ways to recover together. Cornerstone Church in Whitesburg met outside of their building under a tent. Pastor Frank Holbrook says the flood was the worst he's seen.
We've had a little water on the property from the river, never remotely to get in the building, and then at this time you have over 5 feet.
The Cajun Navy has set up a tent outside of Cornerstone Church when anyone needing supplies can get them. Following the flood that devastated the region, those who were impacted are stepping forward to share their stories, including one family from the Chavies area of Perry County. The home of Henry Johnson, his girlfriend Jennifer Ritchie, and Jennifer's mom, Mary Combs, was almost submerged in floodwater early Thursday morning. While waiting for help, Johnson and Ritchie climbed to the roof of their trailer while Combs was trapped inside, breathing through a crack in the back door.
You know, for the 4 hours that we sat there, I just didn't know until rescue was able to get to us, and they're like, is anybody inside? And I was like, my mom. And when I heard her talking, that was the happiest I've ever been. I was so happy. And not only that, not only did she try to save her own life, but she tried to save as many of our animals as she possibly could.
Although the three of them lost their home and a few of their pets, Ritchie says she feels grateful to still have her boyfriend and her mom. People in eastern Kentucky still have a long way to go before their cleaning, rebuilding, and recovery are complete. But some hope that President Joe Biden's visit tomorrow will bring some much-needed hope to the area. Julia Sandor spoke to some flood victims who say they could really use a morale boost.
It's been a long couple of weeks for the people in eastern Kentucky. Iris and Chris are just two of the people in their neighborhood who are dealing with the cleanup.
Hopefully, maybe get this cleaned up good down here and just have a little work done on it and stay here. This is, you know, I've lived here a long time.
They say this is their home, but the damage and mold is making it hard for them to stay. And their neighbor, Alan Shaw, says he's just thankful for all the people coming to help.
Every day we've been working as a team, you know, and trying to do everything we can do, you know, and, you know, I say thank you to all, you know, these Red Cross workers and these churches coming down here, you know, bringing us cleaning supplies and stuff like that, because if I didn't have none of that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
He says with both the governor and president coming to tour more of the damaged areas, it will bring the community hope. And people in Breathitt County say even though there is still a lot of work to do, they are lucky to have so much support.
Yeah, they helped out.
People's been wonderful.
Yeah, they have.
To do what they've done.
You know.
That's the way it should be.
But everybody has to clean up, so it's a process and it's a nasty one.
It's going to take time.
In Breathitt County, Julia Sandor, WKYT.
We want to remind you that we're partnering with WKYT in Lexington and WSAZ in Charleston, Huntington, West Virginia for Appalachia Rises, a week of giving. Our goal is to support the ARH Foundation Fund for Flood Relief and the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. Hazard native Joe Kraft and his wife, former UN Ambassador Kelly Knightcraft, will match every dollar raised for the Foundation for Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund up to $1.5 million. You can get involved in the fundraising effort by scanning the QR code on your screen. A Winchester, Kentucky veteran will be at the White House next week as President Biden signs the Honoring Our Pact Act into law. The bill is designed to help service members exposed to burn pits, but it also helps veterans exposed to toxic water decades ago at Camp Lejeune. Brian Ambergay has made it his mission to help his fellow veterans who served at the base.
Toilet paper, you name it, it's in there.
From supply runs of donations to Eastern Kentucky to another trip to Washington, D.C., Brian Ambergay is tired, but he's also relieved.
It's took such a load off my shoulders, my wife's shoulders, and a lot of people here in Kentucky.
The Pact Act makes it easier for veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxic substances to get the medical coverage they need. Data shows more than 70% of disability claims related to burn pits are denied by the VA.
I'm also calling on Congress to pass a law to make sure veterans devastated by toxic exposure in Iraq and Afghanistan finally get the benefits and the comprehensive health care they deserve.
The Pact Act also includes provisions for veterans exposed to toxic water at Camp Lejeune, allowing them to seek relief in court and creating a health registry for further research.
And to finally see this day come is unbelievable.
Those provisions are the culmination of years of work by Brian Ambergay and his fellow veterans who served at the North Carolina Marine Corps base. Their efforts including protests and getting signatures for a petition to draw attention to the issue.
It's an important step forward for those who may have been harmed by water contamination at Camp Lejeune.
The motion is agreed to.
The Pact Act had broad bipartisan support, yet 2 Kentucky Republicans voted against it. Congressman James Comer was one of 88 House members to oppose it in its final vote, and Senator Rand Paul was one of only 11 senators to vote against it.
We must take care of our veterans and keep our country strong. This bill puts our economy, though, at risk by creating presumptions of service connection for the most common of ailments.
A White House advisor tells me the bill addresses the costs of war. President Biden is expected to sign the bill into law this week.
The president has said that we have one true sacred obligation, that is to properly equip and train those we send into harm's way and to care for them when they come home. And the Pact Act is our opportunity to deliver on that promise.
But longtime advocates know their work is just beginning. The goal now, continuing to reach more veterans who may not know they've been exposed.
The benefits that they went and put their lives on the line for, they're finally going to be able to get what they deserve from this country.
President Biden is expected to sign the bill into law Wednesday during a ceremony at the White House. Ambergay was invited and plans to be there. Coming up at 11, after making it through the Senate, Democrats are ready for the Inflation Reduction Act to make it to Biden's desk.
And another mild and muggy night is in store across the mountains, but some changes are just around the corner. I have those details coming up.